So Saturn moving slowly, Venus is conjoining because it's moving faster. So it's meeting up with Saturn. This already happened this month. But the last time it's because Venus is moving the other way. So earlier in the month, on the 7th, while Venus was still moving retrograde, it passed over Saturn. Then it stopped, stationed direct again, and now it's doubling back. So you might want to think about what was happening for you on April 7th, because you could experience echoes of that or some sort of a follow-up. April 24th, Venus will be conjoining Saturn in direct motion, whereas before it was in retrograde motion, at 8:02 p.m. Eastern Time at 27 degrees of Pisces. And ultimately, maybe putting some pressure on your relationships. Venus has a lot of influence in relationships and over that domain of your life, regardless of which house and life area we are looking at for Pisces and this degree, 27 degrees of Pisces. And whenever you have Saturn and Venus coming together, because Saturn wants to constrain, wants to take things seriously, wants to control, wants to think long term, and Venus wants peace and beauty and creativity and pleasure and all the above. There's a little bit of attention between the two of them. So you may be feeling pressure in your relationships, or like you need to take some sort of responsibility, whether within them or in that area of life, and how that's impacting your relationships, whichever kind. This can be friends, family, coworkers, etc. It doesn't just have to be romantic. And it can also trigger a little bit of vulnerability. So be on the lookout for that tomorrow or into the next day if you're feeling a little bit sensitive, because it's heavy. And if it's hitting on that relationship domain a little bit or wherever it is in your chart, then we can be prepared. So some prompts that you can think about. What's clear now about your relationships in this life area? So this is where you're looking at your chart and saying what house is in 27 degrees of Pisces. What's clear about your relationships? Number 2, how have you reconciled interpersonal dynamics? So what we're trying to consider here is the fact that we may have had a little bit of a dismantling, and now we are coming at it from a new perspective. So those are the things that we're trying to think about. And then finally, what or who do you want to commit to for the long haul? So these are some questions that you can consider. If you want to think about them now, you can. Otherwise, it gives you something to do to harness the energy tomorrow / the next day, depending on your time zone.